Okay, guys, here's the truth. It's gonna sting a little bit, but it is the truth. You can run, but it ain't gonna change. It's gonna change nothing. 500 years ago, it was the same. Today, it's the same. From year 500 years from today, it will be the same. It will never change. And that's two things. First is the success and the failure rate. 95% of the people that go into self-employment, try to start a business of their own or small business, 500 years ago failed. Today they're failing. And 500 years from today they will fail. That will never change. The second secret, before we go into the whys, 500 years ago, today, and from years from today, 500 years from today, the second thing that will never change is the customer. The customer's desires, wants, needs, thinking process. How does the customer reach a decision as to who to buy from? Go out there, look for a field. Doesn't matter what you're selling. There's 50 others doing the same thing. So how does the customer go from one to the other? How do they reach this decision? Well, that's the second thing. And mastering these two secrets, companies have spent billions in research, testing, and trialing. What works and what doesn't. Why did they do that? Because they knew that after doing 1,000 tests, if we find one that's successful, it'll make them billions back. Simple. So, the top companies, the top 1% or the top 5%, they know what the secrets are. They paid, they've learned, they've mastered what the secrets are, and they implement them into their business. That's what makes them successful. Whereas the 95% are busy arguing, complaining, blaming. One thing it's not, it's them. Admittedly, the system has been built by the rich, by the 5% or the 1%. It has been deliberately built to create the failure of the 95%, and a lot of the choices are taken away from them. There's no doubt about that, right? It is very, very, very difficult to get out of this circle of the 95% who are actually never going to get to live the life that they want to live. They can think what they want, blame who they want, but it's not going to change their condition. It's not going to change. It never has done. It doesn't today. It never will in the future. So how do you get out of the 95% and get into the 5%? Because it's not impossible either. It takes great will and determination. It's called the renegade, the rebellions, the rebellious millionaire. They say, the 5%, they're natural. They're born to succeed. They think different. They don't want to get into this business about shouting, screaming, blaming. They're not into that. They want to do it, and they're going to do it at any cost. Why? They were born to be in the 5%. Everybody's born to be in the 5%. But the 95% choose to think differently. They think, oh no, it's not for me. It's not my fault. And whenever you ask somebody a question, if you are right, it's impossible to get to the 5%. How have some of the ones that have made it to the top Not everybody who's at the top, absolutely wealthy, rich millionaire, is born rich. There's got to be one, right, in the world. So how did this one get there? I know. He was lucky, right? There you go, see? Psychologists have studied why it is the way it is, these percentages. Is because the 95% choose not to do what the 5% say I've got to do. To the 5%, failure is not a choice. To the 5%, they could be in the bottom 10%. They're going to get to the top. They're not thinking about blaming, shouting, coming up with these. I admit it's difficult. But if you make the mindset that I'm going to get across the other side of the water, you will find a way. There's always a way. If you can't find it, it's because you haven't looked hard enough or you've given up. Ask anybody who's made it from the bottom 10% to the top 5%. They'll tell you it wasn't easy. They didn't tell you it wasn't overnight. They tell you they had to go through hell and back to get there. But the goal was, I am not giving up until I get there. And the name of the boat that took them there was true. After the determination and the will that I'm not going to stop here. The bottom 95% is not going to keep me locked away. I'm not going to let the rich have it all for themselves. I'm going to break through and I'm going to get to the top. It was to go out and research and learn and never give up until they find a way. What is it the 5% do? What is it the 5% know that I don't know? That I need to know, that I need to do to get and join them. That's why have a look around you. Do you know anybody successful? Because they sold themselves to this idea. It can't be done. Actually, it's quite simple. Once you make up your mind you're going to do it, and you're not going to be a slave of somebody else, taking £300 or $400 a week and let's work for the company and make them rich, and you make up your mind, enough is enough, I'm not giving up, I'm going to go knuckle down, I'm going to get through. You will get through. Is it easy? No. You're going to have to do a lot of learning, a lot of studying, like you do with any other job. Doesn't matter what you do. You have spent time learning your trade, right? And getting good at it. It didn't happen over 5 years. You spent a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Some people spend even more getting there. And then you're answering to a boss at the end. And the boss can pull a plug on you anytime they want. You're going to have to do the same here. You're going to have to learn. I had to learn. It took me 15 years. And the best part of it was when the Titanic sank. I've got lots of videos on here on the Titanic and what caused the failure of the business and what caused the success and what the customers want and what we don't, how we don't care about the customer, and the customer's the last thing on our list and nobody wants to really go out and learn, and we concede to the fact that we need to go and learn everything out there to be able to do the job. But when it comes down to business, we think that just because we are good at what we do as a job, we can do that as a business. Business is totally separate, and 95% of the people don't understand that. And they get angry. When you talk to them, the sign is angry. When it first happened to me, I got angry. When Chris said to me, what is the difference between you and your 3 competitors? Just give me 3 differences between you and your competitors. Give me 3. I couldn't think of one. And it made me angry at the question. Chris said to me, he said, listen, your anger is not because of the question. Your anger is because you're afraid that you don't know the answer. And not knowing the answer, now you have a problem. How do you tell yourself that you got so many years of experience in driving your taxi or whatever you've been doing? how do you tell yourself that how come I can't think of the one difference between me and my customers? And subconscious fear is, you know that if you can't tell the difference between you and your competitor, nor can your customers. So you're telling your customers you haven't given them a reason to pick you over them. So if I haven't got a reason to pick you over them, why should I come to you? So if I haven't got a reason to come to you, that's what's causing your failure. Now you need to go and find out, learn, what do you need to chuck in front of me that fish hook becomes attractive, irresistible enough that I want to dive in and I want to take your offer. It's not the case. The second one, if you go out there, 99% of the customers treat their customers, businesses treat their customers awful. Why is that? Because they're so busy in trying to make ends meet that they take their eye off the ball. Customers the last thing. They're so busy running the mechanics of the company that it actually pays the bills and gives them enough profit that they can pay bills. They haven't got time to worry about, have I just made this £500 sale because of that customer? I've been in many businesses, spoken to people, and I tell you what, they haven't got a clue what's going on. I've never heard anybody say to me, customer, I need to go and learn about the customer. Never heard it. Never heard it. Only heard it from my mentors. The number one thing that you need to do is learn. What is it about this customer that I need to master, and then I need to craft a message and create a product that is market driven to meet the needs of that customer. And how do I craft a message that actually, when I have a conversation with that customer through my advert, the customer can hear me? With millions of adverts, the customer can hear me. My voice will penetrate through thousands of other adverts and get straight to the customer because he'll see me coming to him like a sore thumb. How much time do we spend doing that? So if you come across this audio, videos, have a listen to them and apply them to your own experiences in life. We believe nothing works. We believe that it's all a failure. We believe that we are all set in a difficult position where nobody can succeed. That's not true. Here's the ugly truth to end this video. Sadly, it's not them. It's you. It's you that needs to make the move. The world is open out there. Lots of people have made it. You can make it too. You are no less than anyone else, unless you tell yourself you are. It's not them. It's you. See you in the next video.